bestie.
Hey, Miss Girl.
We're both in our beds. Kaitlyn, let me get a bed tour.
Oh, okay, bed tour. I have at least 6 Squishmallows.
As you should.
I kind of don't want to show you this wall because I stole this from ZVT and that too. And
that one's kind of big.
I know. I don't know how I stole it. But I also have a Dr. Evil poster over there. Vibes.
Beautiful. I have no decor. But I live in the attic, so maybe that's fine. We both got our caffeine ready. Give me a haul. What'd you get from Dunks? What's your Dunks order?
I go for a nice cold brew with hazelnut.
Oh.
Works every time. Rate your drink out of 10. I'm so curious.
This is a really good flavor. Do you like Monster Energy?
I haven't tried them, but like I'm a caffeine addict, but I just drink coffee or like soda, but I never drink Monster.
So I've only like one flavor of Monster, and it's the white can. And this kind of tastes like that. So I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Plus the 1.5.
Because White Monsters has my heart. And there are better flavors of this brand.
Why? Which one is that? Was it like...
Ever heard of Alani Nu?
No, I have not. Arctic White?
Yeah. So they also make like pre-workout and shit, but I don't take that.
I get it. Wait, but real talk, what makes an Arctic White flavor? I saw it on your can and I'm just curious now.
They don't even have like fruit on it.
How dare they?
It's just like literal icicles on the can. So
also, what's a blue raspberry? Speaking about flavors.
I don't know, but that's the best artificial flavor to exist to date. Do you disagree?
I agree.
You agree.
What's weird is I used to be a great person growing up, and now I look back and like, what was I doing? No one likes grape now.
No one likes grape.
Awful.
Tastes like medicine, low key.
It's the best medicine. I don't know if you had it, but growing up when you would go to like the pediatrician and you were sick and they would give you the bubble gum tasting medicine that just cured everything was the best.
Antibiotic?
Was that what it's called? I have no idea. I would get it every time. I think the brand was like Delsum or something. I don't know. But my mom just fed it to me whenever I was like a little bit sick as a kid. And now whenever something tastes like that, I'm like,
gas.
Immediately.
But right, so I need to know, question of the century, are you a Swiftie?
Okay. Old Taylor Swift, I was very into. Mm-hmm. However, growing up, I love her, but I don't listen to her that much. My sister does, though.
I would be insulting an actual Swiftie if I said I was a Swiftie, because I'm not that committed. I'm more recently more into her than I was. Like definitely like old stuff, like back when we were like 8 and 9, I was hardcore. Then like high school when she made music, I was like, like those albums.
It's like Love Story.
I did not appreciate that at that age.
Yeah, I agree. Like my sister. So do you know the song All Too Well?
Duh.
Okay.
Shit got me through high school.
I swear. Like my sister, I went home over break. We were driving from New York to Ohio, which is 10 hours. She played every single album by her and then sang every word to All Too Well. She goes, man, Jake Gyllenhaal is the biggest a-hole I've ever met. I was like, how dare? Like, I love him in Spider-Man. I think Far From Home was he in?
Yeah. No. I was also upset to find out that he was the one that she wrote that song about.
I mean, it's a banger, but poor him that he's got that reputation now.
True. No woman in Hollywood ever wants to date him. But I ask you that because do you know how she's remaking all her albums?
Yes, yeah.
And the newest one comes out Friday.
Which one?
She's Fearless. So her version
of
Fearless is coming out Friday. And she's been like, it also includes songs that like she wrote when she was that age but didn't release. So there's like
I know what we're
a
doing
bunch of
Friday night.
additional songs. What'd you say?
So Friday night we're just gonna like just hang out and just listen to it
Oh
top
yeah.
to bottom,
Yeah.
rate each song.
Yeah, we'll do a whole
100%.
other video on that.
Let me pencil it in my schedule book. I swear, I keep saying that to people that I'll pencil something in, but like last night I had plans with someone and just impulsively dyed my hair for no reason. It's the back.
Wait, is it bad that I
but,
can't
like,
tell?
didn't
Oh.
turn out good. It's the back. It's like the slightest bit pink. I don't even know where it is. Lara did it, but yeah, you can't see it.
Hot.
I'm gonna blame the lighting, but vibes.
But so today, Taylor releases one of the songs that she wrote back in 2008. Because she's been like releasing the new songs one by one, just for like a little pre whatever of the whole album. And I guess this song that she released today is called something about Mr. Perfect or Mr. Not Perfect, whatever. It's about Joe Jonas.
No way. Oh,
and I didn't even listen to it. I just saw it on Twitter. And all the stans are like, they found it out immediately. You know how those Taylor Swift fans are. They're like, I know this about Joe Jonas. Blah, 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 blah.
They find out everything. Like so I'm not even a Swiftie, like I've said, but on my TikTok thinks like just my mental health means I listen to Taylor Swift. So clearly it's giving me like, there was a conspiracy about her next album. I think, what is it, Folklore or something? And there was like something hidden in the title or album of it. So every single Swiftie was like, oh my God, this is the next name of the next album, this, that. And then like videos of Harry Styles, which we're gonna get into that. Harry Styles and Taylor Swift, like, and the songs that they both wrote about each other. And how like they think that they could be getting back together or something. And I was just like, Harry is a king and Taylor deserves the best. So like,
and she has a boyfriend right now, I think.
No, I have to look this up.
Look up Taylor boyfriend Joe. His name's also Joe.
Oh wait, I looked up just now the song she released today. It was Mr. Perfectly Fine. You were close.
I was
Taylor Swift boyfriend?
She's been dating him for like a little bit.
His name is Joe Alwyn.
I don't think he's like famous.
Yeah. Responded to her Grammy win and speeched him. She made a speech for him. What a sin.
Well, I'm sure that like the album she won the Grammy for is probably about him.
Like probably. Miss Taylor said heartbreak is the way to songwrite.
Right. So when the Joe Jonas song came out today, you know Joe Jonas's wife, Sophie Turner, the girl from Game of Thrones, and she's from other stuff, but I know from Game of Thrones. Her and Taylor Swift are like friends, I guess, even though they share a man, kind of, even though Joe is Taylor's ex.
Okay.
And she posted on her story, her Instagram story, she screenshotted the picture of the song and was like, this is not a bop because it's about Joe Jonas. And everyone's like, half the people are like, oh my God, Sophie Turner's so mean. And other half people like, it's just a joke. They're friends. And I just thought that was funny.
That's so funny.
Like, it's 2021. She dated Joe Jonas 13 years ago.
Can we just go back to when time was simpler? When Miley Cyrus and like Nick Jonas were dating?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, 7 Things I Hate About You is still a bop.
To this day.
I stand by that. But
no,
unfortunately, younger me, of course, the Jonas Brothers stan, but I was always like in love with Nick. But then now in my older days, I've realized that Frankie carries that band.
Yes.
His TikToks are so funny.
He is a content creator for sure.
I love him. But poor Kevin. Frankie passed Kevin in followers on TikTok, which I think is so funny.
Okay, but like expected because Kevin's like a millennial.
Yeah. Also, like my favorite thing is on Joe and Nick's TikToks, all of like Frankie's fans commented like, "Oh my God, you're Frankie's brother." Like, they fully just got their band back together, and here's Frankie Jonas just like surpassing his brothers and followers. Because we're like, the bonus Jonas needs his time. It's
Right.
been how many years?
It's so weird how TikTok is like we are like the older version of Gen Z, like people our age, 20, 21, 22, and even 19ish. But then like 18 and under, like if you're still in high school, that is a different time.
It's
like
so different because I feel like
so
we're
different.
also half. What's the generation above us? I don't want to say
Millennial.
more. Is it? Because
So.
I don't know. My sister's it. I probably should know this, but anyways, it's weird because I feel like we have a little bit of like millennials still in us because we're the in between weird ones, and then the younger ones are just like on a different planet. Like I don't know what has been happening, but like I didn't look like the 15-year-olds did when I was 15.
No.
Like I was wearing a mustache t-shirt. Like that phase was awful.
Wait, literally, why was that popular?
That was the worst phase. And I remember, I'm sorry to change topics again, but
No.
life was simpler when I sold, you know, those like little like fortune tellers you make with paper?
Yeah.
I swear I would sell those on the playground as a kid, and life was so much simpler when I was rich and knew how to make fortune tellers. And that were all my worries. And like when the boys would say back up in kickball, I was like, I live here. Like I am the queen of this playground.
I'm the queen of this elementary school. You guys have no clue.
I go back there, they're like, who are you?
I ran this house back in the day.
Back in the day, everyone said back up.
What ages was your elementary school?
1 to 6, but I know there are so many weird different cutoffs for people.
Yeah, mine was kindergarten to 5th grade. And when you got to be in 5th grade, that was when the start of like student council happened. And so being the queenie I am, I was elected into the student council, 5th grade student council, obviously.
Of course.
And they just gave us like so much freedom. Like when you're in 5th grade, you think you're hot shit, but then like now that I'm 20, 21, like you aren't that old in 5th grade. You're like 9 turning 10. And they would just like let us like during class, if you were a representative, you could just like leave and go to the student council room whenever you wanted. And I was on like the billboard committee, and they would let us take like staplers and like other tools that we probably should have had adult supervision with, like standing on ladders to decorate the billboard and stuff. And they would just let us leave class and do that and decorate the billboard however the hell we wanted to. And I look back, I'm like, they really did not care at all. That was elementary school. We talked about this, One Direction.
Oh, I was gonna say, let's go back to that because this morning I woke up and I decided to just watch all of their X Factor auditions again.
You have to do that like at least once a year.
Just to like remember where your roots came from.
Right.
But I watched them, and like Lara was like sitting on the couch next to me and goes, why are they all awful? I was like, don't you dare put disrespect on Harry. First of all.
True.
Second of all, like the audio is just weird, but
it was like 2009, maybe.
I think so. It was like
the quality was not best.
Yeah, do you remember Uvu? Like the chat, like it's kind of like Zoom but different.
Yeah.
So Uvu, my Uvu name was One Directioner for life, and there was a Google Photos picture of my like screensaver of One Direction.
Amazing.
But I don't want to talk. We've talked about this before privately about how I was a Louis girl, and I feel like I don't know where to start addressing that because my TikTok also calls me out for that.
Crazy how the algorithm gets so accurate.
My FBI agent has to think I'm insane because I will say something, it's on my TikTok For You page, but then whenever I like bring it up to someone, I'm like, watch Lazy Town. If I don't get a Lazy Town TikTok on my For You page by the end of the day, I'm going to be quite upset. Like, I hope. Every time I do that, it doesn't work.
No, yeah. It's weird how that shit listens to you. What was your first, did you go to One Direction concerts?
I think my sister went and then didn't get me a ticket. I was so upset about that. But we went to go see the movie in theaters. And basically, Jess, my sister, like, she was a believer and a directioner. So, like, I think he low-key, like, was in a snippet of, like, the Never Say Never, like, Justin Bieber documentary. And she, to this day, brags about it.
Wait, she was in it?
Like, yeah, like a snippet, because she went to like a concert and like you could just see her
Yeah.
little like ponytail. I also see
That's
TikTok
amazing.
like me at 12 thinking I'm going to like a Justin Bieber concert and gonna get with him, what I was wearing. And it was like the mustache t-shirts, like,
And then remember how you would cut like fringe at the bottom of your t-shirts?
anything but that. I swear to this day, do you know how like the fringe you're talking about, some people would put beads and then you would tie a knot? So I was wearing a shirt like that when I was little. And to this day, I'm scared of them because while I was wearing it, I got stung by a bee. So I think that anytime I wear shirts with beads that hang, I'm gonna get stung by a bee.
PTSD,
Because,
it's understandable.
oh, don't even start me with PTSD. I texted Kyle this yesterday. So I was watching Spy. I hate to say it. I've been watching Spy Kids the past couple nights. I'm on movie 3 tonight.
Okay, but I
And
appreciate it.
in Spy Kids 1, Judy Cortez has warts all over his finger. And I said, put a trigger warning next time, because in pre-K, I would take the bus to school and Jack Schnell, you don't know who that is, but Jack Schnell, I remember his name, goes, Kaitlyn Warts, because he didn't know how to say my last name. And to this day, I just have PTSD. I'm like, oh, man, Jack Schnell, where is he? He was a cabana boy for my parents over the summer. So then he was like, oh yeah, we're best friends. I was like, Mom and Dad, he is not my best friend. In kindergarten, he called me Kaitlyn Warts.
Nope, never again. Never again.
Never again will he do that.
Cannot redeem himself after that one.
You simply can't save yourself from that. The kindergarten PTSD. Speaking of going back to memories, I don't know why, but what is the first memory you ever remember?
Okay, so I have trouble with this because I want to say I remember it, but also there are pictures. So like, is it just, maybe it's a combination of both? I think it's a combination of both.
Let's hear it.
I remember, I think it was my 3rd birthday party.
Third.
And so that's pretty young.
Yeah.
That means it was July 2003. And we have this, not anymore, but at the time we had like a park in our neighborhood that had like a building, not a building,
like the outline of it, so you would like grab it and slide underneath it kind of thing. Was it a slide?
No, just like there's the playground part, and then there was a baseball field, and then there was like a cabana almost type thing.
Okay,
but it was like metal and like there's tables in it. Okay. And we had a piñata it was hanging from like the top of this cabana thing. And I just remember I could not break it, and I was like getting like pissed that I couldn't break this.
3-year-old with a wiffle ball bat just going after it.
And like all the other kids, they want to try. I'm like, no, it's my birthday. And I want to, like, I'm going to get this myself. I don't care if I have to jump, take it down from the ceiling and stomp on it. I will get this candy out of this stupid unicorn piñata. And I think that was my first memory.
Honestly, that's kind of a beautiful memory. Mine is kind of traumatic as suggested. But mine is, I was on Pebble Playground at Rolling River Day Camp, and I was playing tag, and I was like, no one's gonna beat me. I'm not gonna get tagged. So I go up to a slide, and you know how like some slides have like I said, the like outline of it so you could grab on and then slide down.
Yeah.
So as I was running to go down the slide, it was a nice yellow slide, curvy, but then I went to go, but I was running so fast that I didn't duck my head down enough. And I went like that. And so like I must have been in pre-K too. Like, what is that? Like, I don't know how old
3,
pre-K is.
4.
Yeah. And I was gushing blood down my face. And then my parents both worked in the city and I live on Long Island. So it was like a 40-minute train ride home. So they called my grandma, who doesn't drive, and she had to take a cab to pick me up. And then they called an ambulance and I needed stitches above my eyebrow and they topped it off with a nice Shrek band-aid over my eyebrow. And my grandma, I remembered this the other day and I told her that and she was like, that day still gives me pins and needles down my spine. I was like, why? She's like, when you're at the hospital, because you're so young and it's so close to your eye, they put you in a straitjacket and you were crying and I couldn't like hold you. So like to this day, she gets chills from that. I'm just like, me thinking after that I was so cool with a Shrek band-aid over my eyebrow as my grandma had to deal with traumatic experiences.
Wow. Wait, I have my first medical memory also has to do with stitches.
Let's hear it.
I think I was like 5, kindergarten age. It was the summertime. My mom finally let me get my ears pierced. I was like, yes, ears pierced. And you know how you have to keep them in for like 6 months before you can switch earrings?
Oh, yeah.
To like let it heal and whatever. And my mom prefaced it, she's a nurse, okay? Registered nurse. That's beautiful. So it's finally my birthday and I'm like, Mom, is it time like I can change my earrings? And because I got earrings for my birthday. And she's like, yeah, she sits me down on the kitchen, not counter, but like the stool next to the kitchen counter, takes out the one earring, it's fine. The other one's like, she couldn't like get the back unclasped, like it was kind of giving her trouble. Then she like pulls it out and then looks at me like, and I'm like, what? What about it? And she runs to the bathroom, gets like paper towels, is holding it against my earlobe. And this is just cartilage, so I didn't feel anything.
Of course.
And she's like calling my aunt, who's also a nurse. I'm like, why don't you know how to take care of this? You are a nurse. But pretty much she took my earring and like ripped it so that my earlobe was like split in half.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is wrong? Like she would not tell me what was wrong. And then I guess it was like bleeding a little bit, but I still couldn't feel it. She's like, go to the bathroom and look. Why did she tell me to do that? That is traumatizing.
Right there, that is your childhood trauma. It all
she literally was, she's like, go look at your ear yourself while she's like preparing to like get, because my brother and sister were both born, so like they were really little. So she had to take all of us to the hospital. And I remember, so they put the ER, stitches it up, it's whatever. But it's summertime, I'm a little kid, I'm still like doing things. I was going swimming, doing whatever little kids do. And the stitches like fell out. Like the ER put in some crappy stitches. Like they weren't tight enough, I guess.
Who on Grey's did it?
Yeah, seriously. Like, my mom could have just sewn that crap herself. So then I had to go to a plastic surgeon. And he like did more work than probably necessary, but because the ER screwed up so bad, he had to do extra work. And so I had to like prolong my recovery because the ER, and all I wanted to do was replace my goddamn earring.
Like that is traumatizing, I swear. But when I was a baby, firstborn, my mom got my ears pierced. That's why they're not straight at all, like not in the same place. Like I was thinking of getting a second hole, but one of them would have to be a first hole because I think it's this one I would get a second hole and this one is just so far away from my ear that I would need to get a first hole.
Oh yeah.
I want to say like 11 or so, my friend came up to me and was like, she showed me her earring because when she was sleeping, her hair wrapped around her earring and she like moved her head in her sleep. So the same thing happened, but I don't think there was any blood. And so I was just like, oh no. And I got terrified. So I stopped wearing earrings up until like my prom of high school. Like I just
10 years.
Yeah, I was terrified because I was like, I don't want that to happen to me. And now I'm just like, If it happens, it happens. YOLO.
Yeah. My second hole's closed. And I sometimes try to, put them in there, and it just like hurts too bad. Like I would just have to get them re-pierced because I don't want to.
And we'll go together. Now we have more plans for Friday. Well, as we drive,
we'll piercing and then Taylor Swift drop album.
I think that's a beautiful night.
I
can getting vaccinated at 1 p.m. that day.
Yeah.
Did you get vaccinated yet?
Yeah, so I got my first dose last Wednesday, right before I went on the plane to Florida.
Beautiful.
So then in 2 weeks from today, I'll have the second dose. I got Pfizer.
I think I'm getting Johnson & Johnson because I wanted to get the 2-1 or whatever one, but because we're going home in less than a month, I was like, I'll just have to stay in Ohio for longer. And like, I haven't seen my family since January, so I kind of just want to go home.
Yeah.
But they're like, you can go home till you're vaccinated.
Right. No, ideal. That's the ideal sitch.
That is true.
Let's make it full circle. So T Swift, Harry Styles, did you see that Twitter video of them talking at the Grammys?
Yeah, okay. That was like some of the things I was talking about before about Harry Styles and Taylor Swift, like, and popping up on my For You page. Like, it was a video of them, and then I think they're endgame. I would love them together again.
I think they're both like a little too toxic for each other.
Who doesn't love a good toxic relationship?
I mean, like, the music that would come out of that relationship would be like unimaginable, but at what cost?
What was the reason?
But do you know the theory? So you know the song Out of the Woods by Taylor Swift?
Yes, I heard there's a big theory behind it, but I don't know much about it.
The theory is that her and Harry Styles committed vehicular manslaughter because they did get in a snowmobile accident, if you remember, back in whenever they were dating, whatever year that was. I want to say 2015-ish, maybe.
Okay.
Where they did both get injured. But there is a conspiracy that the Swifties have, and the Harry Styles stands, that they committed vehicular manslaughter. And that there's like little things that come up in different songs of hers that like reference literally them killing someone. And then so they kept saying when they were talking at the Grammys that they were just like talking about that.
That is crazy. What? Wait, also going back to vehicular manslaughter, I guess I'll tell the story of the time I almost did. So what had happened was we had a house in Pennsylvania, and we were my parents and sister and I were all gonna go, and my parents left before me and my sister because my sister's working. Mm-hmm. So after a long day of work, I was like, Jess, I'll drive. Don't worry about it. But she doesn't like when I drive because she has anxiety. But anyways, so we're driving to Pennsylvania. We're fine. We're almost there. But then it's like super dark up there, no street lights. So she yells at me to put my hazards on, or not hazards, the high beams. And so they're on for most of the time, and we're so close. The way that my like block works is it's called Tanager, and it's a gigantic loop that's a mile long. So we would like walk my dog on it and stuff. But anyways, when you're going towards it, there's the first Tanager and then a second one. And if you go down the first one, that's not bad. You're just gonna have to go around the full loop. So like turning on the second one is easier. Mm-hmm. So we are pulling up, and one of my all-time favorite songs is on it. I'm gonna preface it, I know it's not a good song, but it just gets me going, and it's Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke.
Okay.
Song.
I appreciate the honesty.
It came on, so we're like, well, know what, let's go down the first loop, and just so the song can finish. So we're on the loop, on our way, high beams on, and I guess I didn't see them because I was getting lost in the music, or it was pitch black. Why would I see them? This couple is walking down a hill. Keep in mind, it is like almost 12 a.m. Walking down a hill, just going for a nice stroll at 12 a.m. with no lights. So my high beams are on and I keep going, and then I just see all of a sudden this girl fall into a ditch, because there was like the street, a little ditch, and then land, because like all the water would get collected there, whatever, go down pipes. I don't know. But I guess I blinded her for a temporary moment, and she fell into the ditch. And my sister then yelled at me and goes, Kaitlyn, stop. We have to make sure they're okay. And then I guess she saw in the back of the mirror that like the man that she was with like picked her up. And then so we just turned off the radio and sat in silence for the rest of the drive home. And didn't talk, didn't say a word about it. And then we go inside. I think Jess isn't going to bring anything up. She goes straight to my mom and dad. Kaitlyn almost just committed vehicular manslaughter. And like they told them the story, and they like made it a thing that Mast Hope, the community, that the Mast Hope police were going to put out like a warrant for my arrest. And I was like, I was freaking out. Keep in mind, this is over quarantine. So now anytime Blurred Lines comes on, I'm like, do I think of a bat mitzvah I went to, or do I think of when I almost committed vehicular manslaughter? Wait, have you seen the things? I don't know if it was just on my TikTok or like Twitter, where people think that like Justin Bieber treats Hailey Baldwin like awfully.
Really? I would think the complete opposite.
Because there was a video where like Hailey Baldwin like won in a stupid arcade game recently, and then she said something about like winning, and then he goes like in a joking way said something like rude to her, but like you could tell he was just like yelling to like be funny.
Yeah.
And like everyone was like, he treats her so poorly. I was like, what?
I want to see if I heard that theory, and I find it really hard to be true. Because on their Instagram, they post like really lovey-dovey stuff.
Imagine being affectionate.
All right, okay. Well, I'll see you on Friday when this episode airs.
When this episode airs, and we go to Five Below, get recorders, play Mario Kart or Rock Band. I guess we'll decide. Listen to Miss Taylor Swift, and then I think we said we were gonna drive somewhere else.
Oh, ear piercings.
Ear piercing, yes. Thank you very much.
Sounds like the perfect Friday.
That's the only way I want to spend my Friday.
Me too.
All right. Goodbye.
Well, see you then.
Love you.
Bye.